determine that nose. Thing that I've said before, give it a profile, and you do not want to cut here. You want to cut right here, because the nose does kind of come around a little bit, and you can always bring that nose back up. Take a little more wood off, which more than likely would do, but I'd rather have that type of control. And again, what's going to happen is that we're going to be doing some. Now you can I'm going to take this one here and my Helvey and just start doing the cleanup on the nose. This is the thing I've been kind of doing lately, I think, is getting the little shape of the nose, but then I like to get the nose and the cheeks. And this is, you're just barely kissing it. And be careful where that green is. And round at the same time here. Don't worry about the nose, we'll get back to the nose in a bit here. It's so hard to, like I said, if it's on my lap, it works nicely. So that's why we want to take the knife, just start cleaning up to about the eye. Don't get too much into the eye because we'll be cleaning that out shortly here. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Now, what I've shown before, first thing I want to do is I want to get my number 4. I want to get my number 9 about 4 millimeter. Where the bloody? Oh, there you are. And what I want to do is take care of this. Where? Let me get it up here. See this part here, the end, is going to match with this here. Come down around it. Get the booger out of there, and we'll come back to it a little later. Same here. Oops, I think I'm a little higher, maybe a little higher. Not to worry. Now you can either take your number, what's best for this is your number 4, your number 9, about 4 millimeter. And what you're going to do, I'll take the pencil and draw. You're going to take, because just see what's going on here is that we're going to carve this out. It's going to come down. You're going to like take your chisel and you're just going to scrape the stuff off his nose and eye socket, which means you're going to have about a 45-degree angle this way, and you're going to come in, take another 45 degree this way. You're going to go up and then down, and here's up and then down. Now I've been using my number 11 lately because I think a number 11 is better, and we're going to go down because what's going to happen, you're going to dig deep right there, right where the eye sockets are going to come up. So you got the frown and up and down at the same time while you frown up and down. And same with here's up, around, and down. And then there's the nose. We'll get into the nose socket a little bit there. Nose bridge, eye socket, pardon me. Now I think I'm going to take this and clean this a little more. I think I got a little too much on this end, so take off a little more. There, that's a little better. A little better. Now let me see if I can, I'll do this again, but I'm going to zoom in now. Hopefully that I will stay on screen. I'm going to go over here. Oh, look at this. Again, you're just going to get right on the nostril. But your blade is at a 40, your chisel is a 45-degree angle, not straight up this way, not this way, not flat, 45, and you're going to go down, and a nice oomph. Let me fix this one here to make the other one look good. Okay, or we can adjust later. Okay, this is going to be fun. You're going to go up. So you're going to, well, if it's upside down, now it's a smile. Frown is an upside down smile, whatever. You do the same thing here, and then the same thing up, and now I'm going to do the frown, up, and then down. And what's going to happen is, see, now things are starting to show. Now that I'm relatively, I want to take my knife and round and clean the nose a little bit. Is what I want to do. This is the time to really shape it. Don't get to the bottom yet, because we're going to do the nostrils. I want to make sure the nose is shaped nice and all of the fur is off in there. Now, what I've done before is I got my knife in there, but that's, you can still do that, because we're going to come back with the smaller number 11. Okay, I'm relatively okay with the nose, relatively. I mean, there's still more, but at the bottom, I want to take my number 9, 4 mil again. So what I used to round here, 30-degree angle this way, 30-degree angle this way. And there we are. Let's clean that out of there. Now, while we're at the nose, again, there's still quite a bit of adjusting here and there. Oh yeah, there's here and there adjusting, but at least we got things started. But I want to get into the cheek here. And just make this little 21, very deep with that tip. 20 one way, 20 the other. Same with over here. Get that cheek going around. Now I notice that there's still more fur to take off. Oh, hold on a second, I got a shoo-shoo cat here who's getting into the, oh, okay, she's done. Got my bubble wrap and stuff there. And I think she's seeing some kind of excitement in. They do that. If you got a cat and you've got like a little those plastic grocery bags, you know, or thank you bags, or what do you call it, thanks for shopping bags. They love to nose into that. And if you got that in your bedroom, you will wake up to that nosing. Is that just a chip, or is that? Oh, that's some more. That's some more fur. Okay. 2 things I want to do. First, I want to take the skin off. Now, again, as I mentioned before, it's the same with, I think I did mention that if you want to just go straight and get your chisels or whatever, however you do your beard, without cleaning this, because it will, you know, you're removing and putting in detail at the same time. But I have discovered when I do that is that there's still leaves some fur. It's probably okay if you leave some of that fur. I don't know, is it? When it comes to painting, because that does kind of show. Same thing on this side here. Nice sharp 20-degree one way. Oops, sorry. Hope I didn't knock you out or anything. 20-degree this way. So again, a little bit of cleaning up. Oh, he's got a little booger under his nose there. And that's what we're gonna do is we are gonna, oh no, like I said, I wanna just get the forehead started. Now we're gonna really work on the forehead at the end. Forehead is usually like right after, but the eyeball, but let's get this started. Let's just get, because there is quite a bit to move here. Let's get that started. All right. Just getting it kind of cleaned a little bit, because there's going to be, we're going to put the eyebrow bone, oops, sorry, oh, geez, now I'm kicking you. Eyebrow bone in there. Cleaning and straightening at the same time here, 20 this way, 20 that. See how the head kind of comes up and then it bends this way. Let's take that little, okay, here's what I want to do now. Like I said, we took care of all of this. The only thing that's left is mustache, beard, and the eyeball. Now, I want to get into the beard. Here's what we want to do. It depends on how much definition you want to put in your beard. There's some that you just take your V tool or your round tools and do this and that, and it is good. I've seen what do you call, flat plane carving does that. You know, take a larger tool. Yeah, see what's a larger tool. Let's go in the back. Play with the back. Maybe you do it one of these. See, first you do, and you know, sometimes you can just do something like this. You just putting a dent in it, and that's good enough. You can do that. I've seen that. In fact, I've done some of them before I got into detail. And then it's a matter of getting larger cuts depending on it. Like this. Even like that, you're done. Some people might say, well, no, that's a little more. So even that's interesting. Maybe a little bit in there. You're done. It depends on how you want to do this. Oh, you want to get a little bit, whoops, don't drop that. Where's my little, here we go. Let's really get in there. Yeah, this is like a lot of the flat plane carving stuff, so. There you go, you're done. It depends on how you want to do this. What, you want to go deeper? Now you get the V in there, now a little bit of the V in there. There you go, you're done. Either which way you want to do it, but like I said, I do, let me kind of erase this a little bit, or I'll give you a little last look before he goes. I do things a little different. And it's really interesting because I don't think I see too many people doing it this way. I'll leave that, that's okay like that. I could be wrong. I developed this when I wasn't like paying attention or something like that. Oh, before we do the beard, I'm sorry. Before we do the beard, we need to do, oh, excuse me, the mouth either wide, or you can do the ooh. Let's do that because this is action here. Let's come down, ooh. V tool, round tool, whatever you got. I'll start with my number 5. The knife, whatever, you just bring that out. I think if you use a round tool, when you bring out, it makes it a little more, you know, the bottom of the mouth a little more rounder. I've seen it like this. And, oops, I've seen it like this, and you're done. Well, except for the inside, I'm sorry. Because that looks like a dog with its tongue hanging out. So some people do it that way. I do it, sometimes I've done it that way, take a small tool, but sometimes. take the feet. But if it's smaller, I would just simply take the knife. Take the knife and just cut around, because you still got one of this. You still got this to do. Top cut, and you got this to do. Yeah. Am I still in? Okay. Where's your 20%? 20 degrees that way? Well, that isn't going to help on this because it went straight in. Same with the other side. Let's get a nice 20 degree this way. And like I said, the beard is so imperfect. You can do anything you want. Even if you have a slip of the knife and you take a hunk off. See, even with that dent there, I'm not even afraid of that dent. I mean, I've done what I'm going to show you once, and I would say when it's small and I get carried away, sometimes a huge hunk will come off. I get to the point where I don't. I mean, I'll take some. Sometimes some of it will chip off, but okay. I want this, and I don't know, maybe because we got the chin there. I want to make sure we got a little bit of the chin. Now, one more thing, other than the fact, oh, he's been eating cookies or something. He just had himself a cookie before he went down. And he forgot to take the snow off his mustache. No, the snow, come on, is what I'm talking about. Some snow on his cheek there. Now, here is where, oh, this is, I've saved this, it's a Helvie of years ago. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Oh, it's down there. And as a matter of fact, this Helvie is starting to wear down. Maybe it was almost about like this. But that's my second Helvie. Here's my first Helvie. And if you see my old videos, and you go to the next and the next, and you'll see that blade getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. But this is good for a lot of digging. You gotta, yeah. That's what that's good for. Get that in there. Same with this side. Now comes the fun part. Now, when you do this part, you're going to round with your tip, but you better be careful that you do it maybe a little at a time, because you don't want to break that tip off. You can break your tip off. I never did, but I can feel. You can feel that tension. Like if you go any more on it, and look at this. He is owing a lot. Oh, he's having fun. Wait a minute, Santa. You're not supposed to have fun. You're supposed to be looking at the kids. Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting, and then that's how you can test the kids. Is Santa will wipe out and he'll be laying down. Let's see any kids who come running to his rescue. No, that's too much. Santa wouldn't do that. But Santa Claus always has a lot of fun. Now, one of the things, just a little thing I'm going to tell you when I'm digging here is, I've got one rough out that's got a black spot. You know that black spot, from the woodpeckers or something, right on the face. What am I going to do with it? And then I thought, well, what I'm going to do is I'll carve it out like as a regular carving, and I'm going to take a round ball and paint it white and put it right there. And that is Santa getting hit in the face with a snowball by Mrs. Claus, because Santa kind of stayed out a little too late with his sled in here. Or either that, or you could say that the elves were throwing snowballs, and he kind of got it. Okay, take your knife. I'm going to take this knife. I'm going to do this. You want to do this a little? I'll start here, and as ever wide as you want, and even wider, whatever. And I'm just going to do a small part of the beard, because I don't want to. to go all the way around and, you know, kind of bore you. You can do the same thing all the way around. And you take that nice, just be careful of the tip. And careful with your prying. Oh yeah, that's right, because this is a nice, it's got a shorter tip. That's why I was thinking if it's a longer knife, longer tip. Now you want to, the reason why I'm showing this here instead of showing you in the back is you want it to come right to the temple like that. Instead of coming straight down this way, because that's where the beard comes from. And it does look kind of funny when it comes straight down like that. It's like it's not really professional. Professionalism, not artistic, correct. Okay, so you go all the way around with this. Okay. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. Okay, next. After you go all the way around, you want to take your knife. I think I'll get my knife back here. And you want to do this, sort of a, take this off on this side, take it off on this side, watch the knee. I think I did hit the knee. And you take this out of there. And in this case, notice I got a little deeper because I'm rounding the shoulder a little more. Let's do one of these to see here. Like this, come on. Take that out of there. Get out of there. Better not holler too loud. The missus is upstairs doing her work. And she'd think that I'm hollering at the cat, and then she'll open the door. What's the cat doing now? Alright, and you get that out of there like that. Well, round in the shoulder a little bit there. Same here, another one of these. Like I said, we go all the way around, all the way around. Now you went all the way around and you did one of these. Oops, that one got kind of little. All right. Now you can go all the way around, all the way. Where's my better Helvey? And I'm just going to do just these little, just these scoops. Especially right down here at the bottom, a nice scoop. You'll see why at the end here. One way, flip her over the other way. Nice dents. Okay, you did that. Then I need my deeper knife here and do some undercut. Under. And that'll round the shoulder, it'll round everything else better. Back, front. And you want to under as much as you can. As much as you can under, or even straight up and down is okay too. Now if you do this so many times, when I show you to do the V, when I showed you to do this in the first place, is that you can do the unders at the same time, so it's one step. But I like, sometimes I could do two steps so I can see what I'm doing, kind of a thing. And see how that comes out. I want to under this way, because I also want to around the shoulder a little bit. Okay, so as much as you can. Now, then we take the V, or you can take the round tool as well. Take a round tool, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it. Now, sometimes what I do, you can even leave it as is, or it's sharper, or you can take a knife and make it even sharper. Sometimes I just take the V and go even deeper. Make sure you still keep that twist and whatever going on. You could do this or not. Or you can do this and then take the knife and go even deeper. There's just so much detail. Then you take your V and whistle in and just twist and push and turn and make sure it goes towards the temple at this point. Or you can take your round tool, try a round tool, try a small round tool, a big round tool. Even before we did, even that could be enough. There is just so many ways of doing this. I think I'll go not too far on this side here. Then we come back this way. One of these days I will try a round tool instead of my V tool. See what happens. Oops, wrong one. Do a little bit of cleaning up. Maybe just a little deeper in there if you want to. Cleaning and deep at the same time. Where is my, there it is. My dad used to do that a lot. Like we'd be down in the basement and futzing in his bench or something, which, well, don't look at me. I rarely got down in there, but he would always misplace something. And where is my doggone, you kids, get down here. You always take my, oh, there it is. So there we go. That's a nice, same with underneath here. Where are you? And I want to leave this here. I'm going to let you go all the way around. And do that. I am going to take, actually, I need to take a blood circulating to my brain and stand up break here. I'll be right back and have it all done. Have the beard done. Then we'll get back to, oh here, while we're doing it, I can do this. Now another thing I've been doing that's different here, you'll notice how the mustache, even is kind of smiley. You could do that, but kind of lately I've been kind of doing this kind of a thing where it comes down like this. Again, now you might, I think, even if you were to use a round tool, I think you would want to use it have to be a very tiny round tool or a V tool, because the beard is more, or the mustache is more, what do you want to call it, hairy, or more, the hair is more dense. And so sometimes I do this, and of course I bump into the nose. And if you want to, you can do this. Actually, you should do this, as a matter of fact. We did it to the beard, let's do it to the mustache. Now, I have done It depends if you want to do this. The same thing here, take little chips out and really make it. But usually I leave it alone. I usually leave it like that. Okay, there you go. Like I said, I'm shutting down and you should finish the beard and we'll be right back. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, moving right along here, I thought I'd just get, I took just a little bit of break and I'll get to the rest of it later. But I want to get to the eye, and there's a couple other odds and ends I wanted to show you before we move on. So I'll keep it in kind of, let me see, where am I? Like right, yeah, it's got to be right up in my snoot here in order for me to do this. Okay, first thing I want to do in doing the eye is let's get rid of this one. Do a little bit of cleanup here. Oops. Just a little bit of rounding or clean up. And it really, when I do eyes, I really don't care too much about cleaning up in prep too much because the eyeball and everything else will follow along. When you do the eye, it'll all clean up as is, sort of. However, before we get started, I want to get my either this one or my this one. But before I do this one, I want to get, let's get my number 9, number 11, 5 mil, just a little more of a, and this one here, he says I don't want him to look too angry, maybe too much of that later. But this is just a quick clean on this tool, excuse me. But I want to use my number 11 8 mil, just a little bit deeper. Just a little deeper. Just a little bit deeper. And then a socket there. Where's my little brush? Okay. Let me take a little more of this off. And bring this around just a little bit. Probably should have picked up a tool, a round tool instead. Okay. Now where'd I throw my brush? You're probably looking right at it. There it is. Pencil. Where's my, I thought I brought my mechanical. Oh, there he is. I like mechanical pencils because they're always, shall we say, sharp, as it were. Now we'll put the eyeline in first. Now, while we're doing this, it's a debate. I think he should be looking forward. I think it's, especially when you're spinning around and you're not probably looking too much around at anybody else, or even you're coming down, you're coming straight down, you're looking forward. I mean, if he was sitting there minding his own business or standing, then of course we would have his eye looking somewhere else. But you can do that too. You can see he's looking while he's going down, because after all, he's Santa Claus. He can do just about anything. He's magic. And he's ambidextrous, I suppose. Anyways. Excuse me. Now, we want to start here right at the, you can either go along with this, or if you prefer another one of my videos that have, you think you like doing the eyes better than that one, and go right ahead. And, about here, and he's going to be kind of wide-eyed. He's going to be kind of at least semi-wide-eyed. At least. Where are you? Where's the... Let's have, if I were to move this over just a skosh, would that... No, can't do that. If I were to move myself over a little bit, then I can get rid of some of the shadow. I want to get rid of some... I want some shadow to help define But so we start on this side. Let's do a wide, just a standard wide eye. I mean, there's no real dimension, we could, I'm going to do a little, what I did with that one, just a little bit of this. So it's a happy and wide at the same time. Come over here. Like I said, not to drop names or anything. This is the thing I learned from Floyd Radigan is, see if I'm right-handed, so I start with the left, the farther one, and then I compare it with the two here. And if it's not right, fix one and then the other. Well, this one is going to have to, I think I see an issue here. Where's my number? There it is. Number 11. I want to do this because I know, oops, careful, not too much. And use that, so that means I can bring this up a little more. Because it was perfect on this one, a little bit of, now this one is a little wider, so I'll bring this in a little bit, this will make it wider. Alright, now I am going to use my detailing knife, where are you? And I'm also going to use my regular bifocal glasses that I'm wearing. Usually I wear the headgear. Let me do a little bit of shining it up, actually. I think it's still relatively sharp, but I just want to shine it up a little bit, making it nice and smooth. And what I'll do, take that knife, again, I am like I'm holding a football out. So I hope I do this without either hurting myself or hurting Santa. And like I said, now I got my eyes are as wide as his. Oh, I think I didn't go as high up. We may have to straighten that out. I just wonder if, I've done it before. Let's put the visor on. And let's see if we can have our cake and eat it too, where I can have it up and focused in if I can. Still in there. Yes, I do gotta widen it a speck. You'll be hearing that banging a lot. Same here. Come over here. I'm going to shift this one over about a little bit this way. There. I moved it over just a skosh in that direction. And here I'm still can't get it close enough. Okay, now I'm going to go on this end here and extra push. Make sure they connect. Extra push. Extra push. Flip her over. Oh, he's already flipped over. And I want one of these. Get in there. Extra oomph here. And usually when I have it upside down, I have to bring it forward a little more. A little push here. Yeah, get in there. Don't hurt yourself now. And what you're doing is you're starting to round that ball, the eyeball. So then, I wonder if I can't take this off. It's getting started. And fixing the scripts, I think I'll be okay. So now you're going to finish the chip. Now this one is either straight down. You could exercise your 20-degree away or towards the eye, or away from the eye, pardon me. Usually that helps, usually. Same with on this side. Where are you? This way? This way? Let's see, where are you? Oh, he went upside down this time. Went upside down again. Oh, and he's happy that he's upside down, flying in the air. Woo! Let's just hope he don't come home too late and Mrs. Claus throw a... Oops, now I gotta get to that. Oh man. I don't know, it's worth trying to see. You trying to see it and I get it out of the frame, or I just can't see it. I'm squinting my eye here. But I need to fix this at the same time. So this is going to come up. We're going to come up because we want to get that upper eye lid going or sticking out. And then we go from here. Well, here, let's do this in stages. There we go. And you want the ball, we're rounding the ball. That's what I did. I went from here and I went down in stages because there's a big hunk there. I didn't want it to slip and then take the outer, the lower eye lid out. But I'll be cleaning that up when I use my visor. I just cannot. It is just next to impossible to see here. Using my bifogies and then not being able to use my visor. Okay, so he's pretty good. He's, that's the thing. See the eye, how the eye comes at this angle away from the top, down at the bottom, away from the top. So it's same thing here. Just enough to, almost like just kissing it a little bit there. And it is, yeah, I'm sorry that it's really hokey, but it's really hard to see this without my bifogies. Or I got my bifogies, it's just not strong enough. And again, it goes down deep on the bottom part. And I will clean that out. And it is just, again, a matter of just rounding this thing. It's a round ball. It's eyeball. And in this case, his eye is wide open. Let me see if I can fix this one. There's a little anomaly here. I did fix that, and then this here. Maybe the 20 and 20 will help. Now the next thing I want to do, I'll clean it up. Oh no, I gotta fix this one. The top part is sticking out too much. And then bring it down. And then bring it down. Now let's compare the two eyes. Yeah, he's deeper on the inside. Yeah, I can see I got to take a little bit of the eye booger out of there, and same with the other side. But I'm going to say it's okay for now. If there's any adjustments, and do remember one eyeball is always bigger than the other, so you do not have to be perfect. Now I'm going to reach down and get I usually use my bigger V, but I think I've been using my smaller V because it has a little more control than my bigger V. And well, speaking of control, make sure you know which side to hold on to. And you're just above. Where are you? Just above, like that. And I do the same thing on this side. most of the time I get started and then I would come over here. Because sometimes when I go in this one here, for some reason it's closer, ends up closer to the eyeball. So I need to get it started so I can see. And of course, again, what I did was I should have done this eye first and then that eye, like I said. So once in a while I still not pay attention to rules. So I'll start on this one here, like a 20 degree, or this is a 20 or 10 degree this way. Flip it. 10 or 20 degree this way. And I'm going to take away just a little bit on this side to help with the, oops, careful, to help with the rounding of the ball. Just as we had to go deep in here, we want to go a little deeper on this side. All right. Like I said, I'll clean it up better. That is really bad, but that's the thing I am learning, is that the wider the cuts, in other words, the wider the angles, the better. So I used to do 10 and 10 degrees. And I go 20 and 20. Usually cleans it out better. Usually. Ooh, that's metal on metal. Ooh, I didn't want that. Where is where's my brush? Right there. Now sometimes, if I still have, I probably don't need it now because I really got that ball coming out. But sometimes I'd use my detail knife. Oh, that's right, I got to do this on this side too, like I did on the other side. Take that out of there, make it a little more rounder. Is that I would do the bottom cheek, but the bottom cheek is already came in because I really did a nice ball there. That's the thing that is different than my older stuff. Okay, the next thing, here's the other thing that I've used a chisel before, but instead I use a quick knife. I found out as you take your knife, I'll use my, but you know what? I think I'll be needing my bigger knife. So at about just above the nose. And then a little bit this way. Again, probably about a 20-ish degrees. But what's going to happen is it's not going to meet. And so I should have done a little, I keep forgetting because I've been, okay, here I go. If I go over here and go to about a 40 degree, then that's going to meet, or has a better chance of meeting. And then take that out, and then if it's being stubborn, let's take some kind of a round tool. Oops. Just for the sake of taking it out of there, because it is being stubborn. Sometimes it does pop out. Most of the time it pops out, but this time that's because people are looking. Everything doesn't work well when people are looking. I'm going to take this little chip off right here to take a little bit of the angry out. You can have a little more if he's a Santa reading a book or something like that. His eyebrows would be really sharp there. Or I don't know, if he sees some naughty kids, you can ask. I've said this a million times a long time ago when I started carving, and I put that eyebrow bone in there, get the fan out of the way, so I don't come down and accidentally hit. And I had one that he looked like he was angry. But my mother wanted that. I want an angry Santa. I want a mad. He's mad. Okay. So she has since passed on, and I took it back, and so I have that. She wanted an angry Santa. I mean, I don't know why, because, you know, when we were kids, God, we were perfect. You know, we were good kids. Oh, yeah, we always, oh, can we help you across the street, lady? And, oh, mommy, daddy, let me do that for you, and you sit and do nothing, and we do everything around the house. And every time you tell us we do it without any question. And if we're in the middle of doing something fun, we will stop right then and there and do that for you. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I can't be lying like that. Not when I'm carving Santa Claus. We're just like any other kid, I suppose, kids. No, I don't want to. Get the other one to do it. No. Now there's the eye. Now, it'd be at this time here, I would, because at this time I would have all the hair done all the way around. Then again, I take my either smaller, I'd take my bigger V tool, because where is he? The reason why I want the bigger V tool is because this is more of a what do you call it? Not fluffy. What's the word? Really wiry eyebrow. And that's why you want to have a bigger. See that? You see how we started with a bigger eyebrow bone, but when you take the chisel and you make the eyebrow hair, then it cuts it way down. It's like the hair itself is coming up. Okay. Now I'm getting close to leaving you here, but before I do, like I said, there's some other odds and ends other than, I'll clean it up and come back, but here's what I want to do. He is wearing a sweater, and so he's got this going on. This was at the end of the sweater, where it comes. We're going to put that in, and I did not put it in this. This is a choice too. That's why I'm going to do something different. Is that he's just like, it's supposed to be like a tuft or whatever. What you can do, just like what I showed you with the beard, you can do the same thing with the tuft as a nice round tool. But I want to do the same thing here on here. So I want it because it's different. Okay. Again, I will be cleaning this up a little later. Now I can back this out a little bit now that so like I said, how we're going to do this is what I'd like to do. Sometimes you would have to do it one way or the other. For sure, we're going to start with this. Now you can go all the way around, or you can come down like this because he's sitting, so it's going to be kind of funny. Or sometimes it'd be the other way around. It'd be a little high here and a little low. So I want to put a little bit of realism-ish or something like that there. Just because. Same here, and I'm going to ignore. In fact, I'll have to erase that. I'm kind of good here. And like I said, I'm going to do that to the hat as well. And this is just a matter of two steps. I think at least two. There's a couple steps. Two major steps, and then one is, of course, separating the shirt, or the sweater from the fringe part of it. And again, that's why it kind of feels funny here. And like I said, I want to do nice single strokes, but I can't. Something circular. And like I said, I feel like I'm holding this out like I'm trying to make a touchdown or something. Maybe a little higher here. A little higher. I choose. Oh. Okay. Now, do I have a good eraser? Do I have a good one? I always ask the question, what is this piece of plastic that's at the end here? That's just eraser. Erase what? Erase your pencils. No, it doesn't. You get some of those cheap pens and pencils. And holy smokes, that's like hard as a rock. And oh, yeah, it's a little pink. Okay, now chisel again. I should probably push, I have to do this. Push everything away, because mostly from here on is the chisel, other than, okay, this is my pecking knife if I need to peck. But where is my chisel, my V? Oh, where are you? It's probably right in front of me, in front of you, and you can't try to holler at me. It's right there, you idiot. And just simply take, now these are basically straight lines, unless you want to get a little artistic if it bends, but mostly it is straight. Now I could come back if you want to. No, you don't have to hear it, because you will. The other ones, I think the other ones you may have to come back. And then you'll notice you want to make sure it goes all the way down. And if it does that, you notice you'll get you have to clean that up a piece. Same here. Watch the grain. I think the grain is this way. Otherwise, if I do it the other way, it'll chip right off. It'll chip right off. Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. Let's try it this way. Yeah, it feels better this way. Like I'm not going to take a hunk off. Now, when it comes to the cleaning up part of this, I think I'll be need to take a knife back. Is if you want to, or keep it as is now you're going to do an undercut instead of your 20, maybe 20 degrees the other direction. And you get in there. And that takes that, see how it takes that sleeve out of there. I'm going to do a quick here. Next, you may leave it alone, or you might take just, oops, make a little bit more off of there to make the, oops, careful the grain there. Very rarely do I do this. I'm just showing you this so that what it does is we can get that chip out of there, is that brings that out a little more if you wish to have that happen. Same here. Back over here. Thought I did erase it, didn't I? V, that looks like I didn't, oh, get out of there. I didn't go all the way around as I wanted to. Same thing, which way does it go? It goes this way. Now I've already got an undercut there, I already did that. Now I feel a little bit, I give there. Okay, then I want to show you one more thing. Since if you wanted to come back, see how it comes, that straight line, you want to come back and you want to do this. I do this a lot of times because it really brings that out more. So I suggest you do it. I mean, you can do the cheap, let it go, see how that's much better than that. You can see there's still some other odds and ends. All right, let's do the same. Now here's what's going to happen with the hat. This hat, might do some prep to it, is we're going to round the bottom a little bit. It's going to round, it's actually coming up. So let's round it a little bit. I'm going to use my bigger knife and round. And we do the hair here. Of course, it's best to have the hair done first than this, because then you have to dig and then you have to clean it up again. Here, let's see if that's true. Usually it is once you get that hair. Round it a little bit. Now, the other thing is I want to take my V again, and I want to open this up as much as I can. So it's the opposite of the using this as a fur, is that you want it rounded both ways, but here the top is going to be more open. He's being stubborn because I'm going the wrong direction. Now we can, if we want to. Do we have another tool that can do this instead of the knife? I'll just do this. If you want to, is again 20 degree one way to open that up a little. So you have a more of a shadow. So it gives the impression that it is open. Come back this way. It's giving us a shadow. Carefully unslip of the knife now. Here's the thing that's going to be a little dangerous, is that we're going in the wrong direction here. And we're still going to be okay. So I do like that, having that openness and having that extra shadow. I do believe I went all the way around. Again, clean up later. V tool, here we go. Now this one here, since it's round, you can flatten it a little more. I suppose I could flatten it just a little bit so it's not as round. Here's one thing I want you to pay attention to when you're doing your cutouts of Santa or something with a hat is, you see the angle of the hat? You want the hat to come at an angle. So this is going to come easy this way, but sometimes you might have the problem of it coming out this way and you want it to come in more. I think I may have done okay with that. I probably could do more, but I'm going to leave it. Okay, here we go. I think we got to start from the middle. How far down can I go without? Oh, I can probably go down. Oh, I can go, well, depending on where the grain is. That's why I was kind of cautious, because sometimes you start at the bottom, all of a sudden you chip the hat off. Oh, okay, I can feel it. I can feel that there. I think the grain is going against us. Have to come back. That, like that. I'm feeling the grain working against me here. This might be a three-stepper here. Okay, now I can go pretty far down. Now, with the grain, I'm going to have to go this way. Am I still in? And now, I think as I'm getting there, I'm starting to feel, actually, yeah, I feel it giving. It's giving. We've got to come back this way. Okay, two things. One is to come back this way, and this way. Now you can come this way. You can take a little bit off. Make sure it goes all the way around. And again, we may come back again because it did pretty decent here, but when you got to here, you may have to come back again and clean that a little more. I don't know, I think it gets to a point that I can show you how to get it mostly 90% done. I mean, I think you can chip away at the little parts and the pieces parts and the little boogers here and there. Okay, that's fine and dandy all the way that way. Now, we want to do the same thing over here. Still in. So we might be taking a little bit. We're going to have to clean that up later. I'd rather just get the job done and then do the cleanup of what I did on that. I'd like to be a little more careful, but it is next to impossible to be too careful here. There we go, look at that. A little tilted, but it's... Now we're just going to go around and here. A little careful I don't go down and jab my hand. It is, I think it is summer tanager o'clock. And at this point, I do have while I'm thinking about it, I do have a new bird Santa. It was built mostly for that. The old bird Santa that I've had before, and some of you guys, and matter of fact, has been relatively popular, is I've used my pipe smoking Santa. And it's really interesting, at the time, it was not a good seller. I thought, well, why don't I do that? But then with that, well, I have other ideas of matter of fact, even that carving, again, another idea. In fact, I will put that on video when I get around to it. I ain't gonna say nothing. And then what I want to do is take, like I've mentioned before, where's my round tools? Where's that? Do this one here, and let's do this with this kind of. So at least we can leave with one of these to have something like this. If you don't have a set of 11s, now I recommend a 2 mil, 5 mil, or a 3 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil, and I'm going to get my hands on it's either a 15 or 20 mil. It's a big one. It's good for roughing out cutouts. But you can see I got a little bit of some more divots here and there. Okay, let me look. Oh no, there's one more detail. I'm going to do it to one of these feet, one of these boots, because it's almost done here. This one's almost done. But I'll go through the motion if I have to clean it up again, but I just want to leave with. See what, so it looks more like a boot. Pencil. And then it's like there's the what you might want to do is once you get that started, see now you get to see that the heel or the heel is in there. And I'll continue on here. Then also take my pencil. Now, like we do in most of our boots and shoes, is just the tip toes up just a little bit. I think when you're excited, the toes go up. My opinion, I don't know. So a little bit. Get your pencil in here. Let's get the sole. And make sure it goes up just a little bit here because it's gone up. Where are you? Oh, I can feel, oh, do I feel it give? I thought I felt it give. I don't have my chisel glove on. I was okay up there, but now that I can see the cuticles are getting close to the wood there, and a little slip, and a little bit here for the heel. Keep going with the sole. Now again, more cleaning up and details and stuff like that. I won't do it to this, I still got to clean it up more. But this is where I want to leave it. I will come back. There's a little bit, if I can get up in there, you can see my pictures, is we got a little bit of this. What it is the pants is going inside the, I think I could probably get that started. It is going inside. So therefore, in order for this to work or begin to work, we would like to have it clean. You get a little more boot in there. A little more shin of the boot, but I got to clean that. But what I want to do is, then I might want to do a little bit of a undercut again. Now comes the fun part, getting in there. I think I've got to go around a little more after I clean. This gets more cleaned out. And then this gets a little more cleaned out. Because we would like to have some nice sharp shadow separations between stuff like this. If it don't go together, or if it don't go together naturally, you want a nice sharp shadow separation. That's why it's going to be a bit difficult in here, but there's going to be a lot of shadow in there anyways. Okay, now I did that. Then we want to do this. Because what it is even though it is inside the boot, it is going out, around, and inside. So there's like an S, but you don't see it. It is inside. And now if you want to do some, well, you do some cleaning up, of course, but do any more extra detailing on the, maybe a little, maybe something like this. And then maybe round, if you want, depends on how much detail you want to put into round the sharpness. And where's my number, whatever, round? Give this an extra right here. There we go. Now you don't see it on the other side, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I'm going to leave you with one last thing. It doesn't matter. Is, as I've said, take your pencil and make sure that you don't go too far. Now this is not in the center. I'll just go this way. You're gonna. Oh, I guess, wait a minute. It is in the center. How come that? What am I doing? Oh, optical illusion. Wait a minute, am I right? Here to here. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It isn't. There's the center. And then you either can start with your knife, and heading towards the center. And again, you want to make sure you're happy with all of this border here. And that's what's going to happen, is it's going to go right up to that border. Maybe I gave a little bit of squareness, just probably barely a 1/16 of an inch of squareness. And that's where this is where the big guns come out. And you gotta mind the grain. And I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I wonder, because the other thing I'm just thinking right now, what if you, before you start, or right now, is if you can take the bandsaw to cut a good chunk of that out. I didn't even think about that. Ooh, ow. Ow, 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 ow. But there you are. Now you could, if you got one of those tripods, but, I mean, I got a tripod that's got a plate like this. You can't get in there, otherwise you'll be banging up your tools, and unless you can take a vise like right here, squeeze it here, and then you can take your hammer to it. And like I said, oh, I forgot, you want to leave, you're still going to clean it a little bit though. Once, in other words, you're going to get to here. I think I got bigger, that's bigger than that. Yeah, no. Not a silver dollar, maybe like some kind of a big medallion. There you go. And you leave that alone, other than you might, of course, you always, like at the bottom, you always, like, I can't get to it, you know, like here, you clean you might want to clean that a little bit, because the reason why, usually you don't. I mean, if this wasn't round, it goes on the table, you're done. But I do like to clean that because it's still part of it, because again, you're going to be playing with it. Not that you're just going to scratch the furniture. I don't know, you might. But since it's an action piece, as it were, then you would just clean it like, just clean it like this. Just take the fur off of it, as it were. But that's over there. You got to get to that point. But okay, there's what I want to leave you. Again, it is a matter of where you want to leave this. Can I get my V tool in there? Don't get your flex cuts in there. Where are they? Because the thing is, the problem is these guys have the same handle. That's why it's always hard to find. I might chance, just for the sake of, and then you can paint this silver, or whatever you want to paint the sled, and then paint this the same colors you paint the pants, which is, now you could do it Santa colors too. I didn't think of it. Like I said, this is a undercover Santa, so that's why he doesn't have the typical Santa markings of Santa. That's why I prefer it like that, like he's just a regular Joe going down. He's got that either jeans or whatever that is, but do another one with Santa. Do another one Santa, even in the book there, when you want to cut a smaller version, and then you can have the what do you call it, the tuft, then where it comes out and around or something, or it's flying in the air, and you might even want to create one where the hair comes this way and the hair comes this way. So let me see if that was true. That means he'd have to be going this way. Would he be going this way? Yeah, he'd have to be going this way. Anyways, my rough outs are available. He's ready to go. It's in the book, the 2020 holiday edition of the of the Carver's illustration. I did put it, in fact, I put it away. But sehr gut. There it is. I will come back after I get it nice and clean. Like I said, that eyes, oh, you see the eyes are pretty cleaned up here, but he's got, he just woke up and he's got sleep in his eye or something. I don't know. Anywho, there you go. How does it sit better this way? And there they are. Okay, we're done here. I did do a little bit of cleaning up, and a little bit of cleaning up. I'm sure there'll be a little bit more of this and that. It's kind of hard to get these little divots. Just try to knock those little divots out of there. This and that. I did have it. I chose the difference between the two. This one here, the bottom of the beard got tucked in. Where I had it, I don't know for the sake of laziness, not for the sake of doing something different. It's just have the beard out. Then you have to not worry too much about rounding. Well, there's a little bit more rounding I got to do here. Get it all rounded. Maybe a little bit of odds and ends here and there, as much as I want to choose, as far as I want to go. It gets to the point where it's done. And not to be a cop-out and say, well, painting will take care of a lot of that. But I probably will do a little bit more picking, but generally that's it. That's what we got here. Sorry. My cat, that's always disturbing, was laying at the end of the table, and so she thought she'd do a little twirl, and down she went. Oh, now she's gonna be behind me and nuzzle with all of my papers and stuff. So I'm gonna have to leave right now. But there you are. I might do a little bit of squaring here, and cleaning up. Oh yeah, I got a lot of, I did leave a lot, didn't I? If you lift the chisel a little bit, not a lot, you don't want to pry it out of there. This one's kind of more of an uphill there. I do notice that this cheek is bigger than the other. But you know what? I'm not going to. I'll work on it maybe a little bit, but. And if I did that, and then kind of press a little bit down this way, just a bit, oh, careful, don't slip and hit that nose. And that's what makes the cheek a little bit bigger this way, hopefully, that when I paint. This one is a little more farther out this way. Scratching the nose. The other thing that might help is need to round this a little more. Anyways, a little bit of picking here and there, but generally we're done and ready for the paint. And like I said, I do like the way this is as opposed to the last one. Just a different way, of different style. But there we go. Where's the first one? There's the go by. Like I said, you can get this on my website, scottcarvings.com, in the rough out division. But till the next.